What's good, people? It is Tony the Savant. And before we get started, I just want to announce that we have officially launched the merchandise line, my merchandise line, Legacy Over Money Sportswear. As you can see in these visuals, we have the Olympic Series to launch to commemorate Team USA's men and women's basketball team for bringing home the gold medal. So, as you can see, all of these designs are unique, originals. As I have partnered not just with artists, but content creators and also youth sports directors in order to promote this merchandise line, as the proceeds from the Legacy Over Money Sports will go directly to youth sports camps, the Tony the Savant youth sports camps, may I say, as that's where my true passion lies. Now, I never really care for guys to sit on their channels and be asking everybody to hit the cash app and all that kind of stuff. I mean, I tried that. It was cool, but I really just feel like I need to give back, and I don't like to just ask people for their money without returning the service. So this is where we at with it. As you can see, got a number of designs. Also, you can go onto my Facebook page, Tony the Savant, Thee, and you'll find the Legacy Over Money sportswear page as well on there, and you can find all of the designs that we have as I'm dropping a new one every day. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. I got a lot more. We just dropping the Olympic series to launch. But again, if you like to purchase a shirt, you can do so by hitting the Tony the Savant Cash App. All shirts are made to order. And again, all proceeds go right to a youth athlete's development, as that's the next movement. We're getting out here and we helping these kids, and we're gonna raise the next generation of superstars, all stars, MVPs, and champions. But let's get right into this work, ladies and gentlemen. And one, I have to cite my sources. Shout out to Carcino for Life. Big Homie is one of my favorite YouTubers in the game right now. The information that he provides is very fruitful. And so I was on his platform the other day, or actually earlier today. I ain't slept. We were about 11 a.m. my time, and I'm still running. But I was listening to Carcino earlier this morning, and he made a video, very interesting video, digging into the reason why Kawhi Leonard was let go from Team USA. Now, we all know that what was told to us, to the public, was that Kawhi Leonard was experiencing some knee issues, and the Los Angeles Clippers, along with Tyronn Lue and Lawrence Frank, decided to withdraw Kawhi Leonard from the Olympic tournament. As we all know, the Los Angeles Clippers have a lot of money tied into Kawhi. They're also opening their new stadium next season, so it's kind of like a business decision, if you will, that Kawhi Leonard was withdrawn, and then eventually replaced with Derek White. Now, hindsight 2020, the gentlemen were able to bring home gold. But when this all was initially announced, I felt like it was some fugazi stuff going on. I was paying very close attention to the Olympic practices and the scrimmages that they was running. And Kawhi Leonard, man, I know they had 3 practices for sure. Kawhi Leonard on the first 2 practices. Now we only got limited amount of footage, but what you seen from Kawhi was very impressive. What was being said, coming out of the Olympic camps, was that Kawhi Leonard was actually ahead of schedule of his recovery from his injury that sat him out last season. And all of a sudden, we had heard that, his knee was injured, and all of the stuff that I just aforementioned about Kawhi Leonard not being able to play. Well, ladies and gentlemen, all that turned out to be a sham, a lie. We were bamboozled. As Lawrence Frank himself just recently did an interview citing, well, let me say this. The original reason why they told us was the Los Angeles Clippers. Now, keep that in y'all's mind. The Los Angeles Clippers made this decision, right? Lawrence Frank, the general manager for the Los Angeles Clippers, had a recent interview, and when I was listening to this interview, I was shocked at what he was saying because it directly conflicted. He said that he and Tyronn Lue was there. Everything looked good. Lawrence Frank was able to attend 2 of the 3 practices, the first 2. And by the 3rd practice, all of a sudden, he was hearing that Kawhi Leonard wasn't ready. Now, it was also said that, and this isn't anything public, I just kind of got this from Carcino, was that they originally USA Basketball Committee tried to put this all on Tyronn Lue, as he is the head coach for the Los Angeles Clippers. I remember them exactly saying that, but eventually they kind of redacted that statement and said it was the Los Angeles Clippers. Come to find out, ladies and gentlemen, come to find out, all of this was a lie. And what it really boiled down to, would y'all be shocked? Would y'all be surprised? What it boiled down to was LeBron Ramon James. His very jealous, his very petty, his very narcissistic ways coming into play once again. We've seen this throughout the 2 decades that LeBron James has been in the NBA. If LeBron James has a problem with you, he's going to do everything in his willpower to get rid of you. He's doing it to D'Angelo Russell right now. For all you LeBron James fans, the LeBron James cult, for y'all to come out here and refute this, he's doing it to D'Angelo Russell right now. If y'all need more history about LeBron, you remember when Kyrie Irving was in Cleveland? Oh, man. I love that we got a paper trail on this bum because it's all there for y'all to see. I made a documentary the other day, and I didn't even bring this up, that he tried to trade Kyrie Irving for, who was it? Damn, I forget who it was. Eric Bledsoe and Paul George. That trade fell through. This is during the time that I keep mixing up Kyrie and Kawhi. This was during the time when Kyrie Irving and LeBron James was with Cleveland, and this was right after, or was it right before? I think it was right after they won the 2016 championship. This is ultimately one of the reasons why Kyrie was done with LeBron James and just up and left. It was told to him, I believe, by David Griffin, who was the GM at the time, and he was a very close with Kyrie as well. David Griffin dropped a dime on LeBron James and said, yes, LeBron James was working behind your back to get you traded. Now, that's public information. Like I said, you LeBron James fans can go see that now. LeBron James, in his head, in only his head, he thinks he's a shrewd operator. LeBron James thinks he can hide behind all his henchmen and the media and the Rich Pauls and all these guys that do his dirty work. He really feels like he can hide behind them and play quote-unquote chess with people's lives. But he does so again this time, and it's because in that third practice that I mentioned before, Kawhi Leonard was outshining LeBron James easy. It was a fast break. And I watched this play, and, I didn't see nothing wrong with it. But LeBron James always finds something wrong. You know what I mean? So it was a fast break with Kawhi Leonard and LeBron James was running down the lane. And Kawhi Leonard elected to not pass the ball to LeBron and ended up finishing the play. And that was the play that sealed Kawhi Leonard's fate with Team USA. As we all know, LeBron James only gets his points in transition. The man has no moves. He has no bag. He has no mid-range. And he has no consistent jump shot. He may hit a three. He may hit a couple threes. But it's not consistent. He will go 10 for 10 in one game just to go 0 for 100 the next month. And it's just part of luck. You know what I mean? You keep shooting up shots, you're going to hit a few of them. But it was that play that I mentioned by Kawhi Leonard that ended up sealing his fate, as all of a sudden, word out of camp was that Kawhi Leonard was having some setbacks in his recovery. And if you watch the interviews, and I'm glad Carcino said this, because my whole thing is that I be suspecting certain things, but I don't really like to put the information out there. I don't like to be a conspiracy theorist per se, because I always know that LeBron James got some mess going on. I always know that he's doing things behind the scenes. But I'm not going to just go out here and just be blaming and pointing the finger to him every time. I like for evidence to come out. And now that the Olympic tournament is over, are the leaks happening? The leaks are definitely happening, ladies and gentlemen. The Jason Tatum situation in itself, I'm so excited to make my video about that, because it's crazy what's going on with Jason Tatum. But anyway, this whole situation was another LeBron James. Like I said, in his head and his head only, another LeBron James shrewd operation, as he felt like him and Kawhi Leonard wasn't working on the court. And all that means, that translates to, is Kawhi Leonard was outshining LeBron James. Now LeBron James is all okay with you as long as you are playing the LeBron James system. The him with the ball in his hands, trying to run bum rush and rim run to getting a layup or a dunk, while everybody else sits on the perimeter. And that just doesn't work when you're teaming up with other guys who are that guy on their team. When you have a Joel Embiid, Steph Curry, Kevin Durant. And for the longest, Steph Curry looked like he wasn't really, in Olympic form because he couldn't get into to his rhythm. Steph Curry is used to coming off screens. He plays a lot of off-ball basketball. So y'all know, we all seen Steph. He runs around the court, gets to his spots, boom. You know what I mean? You got the guy like Draymond or anybody else on the Warriors getting the ball to Steph because they know LeBron James will be holding the ball and doing whatever the hell he was doing as Steph Curry was running around. And I remember seeing this, I think it was the game against Puerto Rico. It was one particular play, Bam, AD, one of the big guys, gave Steph Curry one of his traditional, off the ball screens. Steph runs, goes underneath the rim, comes off, and it has like an outlet, on the side, open three on the side. LeBron James is holding the ball on the shoulder. He sees Steph over there wide open. He goes away from Steph. Steph comes around to the shoulder where LeBron James exactly was, and you could just see his hands. He just throw his hands up because the system does not allow for other people to shine. This is why LeBron James gets his numbers. You Bron-sexuals don't know basketball. Y'all think y'all know LeBron James, but y'all get that wrong. But at the end of the day, we also seen it with Joel Embiid, as LeBron James has never played well with a traditional big man. Even with the washed-up Shaq, he could not mesh with the washed-up Shaq. Shaq was giving LeBron James the first option power, and he still couldn't play with Shaq. We seen it with Joel Embiid, a classic, traditional, back to the basket type big man, posting up and all that good stuff. Joel Embiid could not get in his groove because LeBron James needs him to stand on the perimeter. And I used to always be upset with Anthony Davis for shooting so many damn threes, but now, I see it. Now that I'm really seeing the list system and I didn't really notice it until his last few years in Cleveland. I figured that he would, he said it himself that he would, fall back a little bit and allow Anthony Davis to be the number one option, the leader of the team. But he's never done that. To this day, he's never done that. He said that so many times. And y'all remember when LeBron James said he was going to give Anthony Davis the number 23 too? This nigga here, this dude here, man. He literally said he was going to give Anthony Davis the number 23. Anthony Davis been wearing the number 3 ever since, G. Like, that's crazy to me. And LeBron James keeps flip-flopping between 6 and 23. And it's hilarious. It's hilarious what you LeBron James stans let this man get away with. But, to bring it back to the Kawhi Leonard situation, if you see it in the post interviews, right before they left, also, y'all recall, they let Kawhi Leonard, they cut Kawhi Leonard basically the day before the Olympics started. The day before we had our friendly exhibitions and all that kind of stuff, they cut Kawhi Leonard. So Kawhi Leonard was totally thrown off by this. And you can even hear it in the interviews with like Kevin Durant, Steph Curry. They just like, we just hoping for the best for Kawhi. Hope he get healed up. Listen to LeBron James interview. Shout out to Carcino once more, because if you listen to LeBron James interview, the man says the exact same thing as Grant Hill does. And I can't quote him verbatim, but essentially Grant Hill was blaming the Clippers and saying it was this, that, and the third, and LeBron James was right on script with the PR answer as well. Nasty work, because at that point he's telling on himself. LeBron James always tells on himself. The Bron-sexuals just don't have discernment. They can't tell a damn duck from a goose. So they can't, when LeBron James is lying, they just eating it up. They take his word as gospel. But if you know, you know. And again, I've been watching this sport long enough to know what basketball is supposed to look like. And LeBron James does not like to play classical basketball. That's why he has more losses on his finals record than he has wins. Because when he runs up against a very smart team, a high IQ team like the Spurs, like the Warriors, he gets exposed. All that list system, all that stat pattern does not work against a very high level, high IQ team. Um, but again, that's what the kind of basketball that they would have had to play with Kawhi Leonard in the lineup. As Kawhi Leonard is a classical defender. He's a classical, one of those guard slash wing players where he ain't got to have a ball in his hand to shine. He ain't got to be, getting triple doubles. None of that. Kawhi Leonard can impact the game in the way that he plays it, and he does not have to dominate or he doesn't have to be on ball the entire game like LeBron James does. But again, the whole reason why he was let go from the team was because of Ramon James. And Lawrence Frank, in his interview, when he was discussing Kawhi Leonard, he was totally thrown off himself. As he said himself, the Clippers didn't make that decision. That was a Team USA basketball decision. That's the most surprising and shocking thing of everything Lawrence Frank said. You know what I mean? The original story was you could put it on Lawrence Frank. he's the man with one of the biggest jobs, more important jobs in the organization. He was like, hey, don't put this on us. This was them. This was Team USA. And again, once you hear Grant Hill say what he says about Kawhi, and then you hear what LeBron James says, what he says about Kawhi, it's like, oh, you dudes. This was what did he call that? Y'all was in cahoots. You know what I mean? But unfortunately, this is just another one of those situations. I hate this for Kawhi, as he's one of my favorite basketball players. I was kind of, I felt some kind of way when they let Kawhi go. That's one of my guys, you know what I'm saying? Kawhi, Steph, as far as this team goes, Kawhi, Steph, trying to think who else. That's about it. I ain't gonna hold y'all. I'm not a big fan of a lot of these NBA players nowadays, but Kawhi and Steph was definitely a combination that I was excited to see on the court. As far as what Steph does and what Kawhi does, I think that would have been an easier gold medal than it was, as we had a number of close games because LeBron James is a defensive liability. He can't play off the ball, and he stagnates the offense. When you are used to playing high-level, high IQ basketball like a Kawhi Leonard is, like a Steph Curry is, it's very difficult to gel with a guy like LeBron James. And I think the only reason why it works for Steph is because Steph is probably the best off-ball basketball player since Michael Jordan. Steph does not have to play point guard to get 30 points. And he's a traditional, size-wise, he's a traditional point guard. But Steph plays, as far as his game goes, bigger than he is, and then also he meets the moment. When it's championship time, when we seen it in the gold medal games, when it was time for us to seal the deal, we called Steph. We didn't call LeBron James. But again, you see LeBron James doing what he does, playing politician, and hiding his hand. LeBron James loves throwing rocks and hiding his hand. And that's the thing, once you've seen this man do what he does and you see a repeating of it, it's like, bro, you can't, I don't know. Maybe it's just me, and maybe it's just, shout out to the big homie Carcino, and maybe it's just a few of us LeBron James quote-unquote haters that we see the pattern that LeBron James continuously does. He's doing it to D'Angelo Russell right now, y'all. D'Angelo Russell with the Brooklyn Nets was an all-star. He led the laughing stock known as the Brooklyn Nets to the playoffs single-handedly. You can't name no other player on that Brooklyn Nets team that he took to the playoffs outside of D'Angelo Russell. So at the same time, it's just hilarious how the LeBron James fans try to come to his defense when he's doing this crap right now in real time. And D-Lo can't stand him. D'Lo do not like LeBron James, but D'Lo is just, he a laid back kind of guy. He knows how it goes, and plus he played with Kobe. He knows what greatness looks like, and he knows what LeBron James is. I think that's the whole thing with the NBA players. They know what LeBron James is. They just, like, man, we got to deal with him. Let's get our bags. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, again, I hate this for Kawhi. And again, all of the information is coming out. I'm about to cook up this Jason Tatum video. So please like this video, share this video, hit the notification bell so you can be notified when I'm dropping content and going live on the channel. As well, if you have not already, please subscribe to the channel as I drop content daily. Go live daily. Stay very busy on the platform. Last but not least, leave y'all thoughts and opinions in the comment section, as I'm always interested and intrigued to know what y'all got to say about these topics. Also, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you go swing by Legacy Over Money Sportswear on Facebook. Copy a t-shirt right now, as the proceeds go directly to the Tony the Savant Youth Sports Foundation. And that's just with all the money that I make off the t-shirts, the channel, off the job. You know what I mean? I'm putting all of those resources into the youth sports camps. As my first love is not just sports, but youth sports, and watching these young cats come up in the game and teaching them not just skills in the basketball or baseball and boxing world, football world, whatever their choice of sport is, but also in life. These kids, man, it's a desperate need of mentorship and role models out here. I'm just playing my part. So just wanted to provide a service. That's what the t-shirts are for. I didn't want to be on my live streams, or hassling y'all in my videos. Hit the cash app. Nah, what I'm saying? I want y'all to have something tangible from me. And I also want you to see that your money is not just being spent, but being invested, into these children. You know what I mean? But again, that's all I got for y'all. Sorry, the video done ran a little longer than I wanted to. I am Tony the Savant. Peace.